Welcome everybody to our JobNimbus, our episode of JN Binge. Almost called it JobNimbus Workshop, but this episode of JN Binge, where we are talking about smart estimates. I love this topic. It's a new feature that we're here to show you all about it. I'm Dan, a product trainer here at JobNimbus, and we are joined by Ryan Quackenbush.
Hey everybody, it's good to be with you. I'm product manager here at JobNimbus, and I have responsibility for financials, automation, and reporting. And I've been throughout the development cycle with smart estimates, and I'm super excited to be able to get you a little bit deeper into the product today because I know it's going to be a huge benefit to you.
Yep. So today, how we're going to run this is we are going to be first talking about what is smart estimates, because you might be thinking, well, I have estimates. Are they dumb? Well, kind of. We're going to talk about what is smart estimates, why we built it, and then we're going to showcase it. We're going to show you how you can build it while on the go, how you can build a smart estimates in the office, how you can build the back end, the templates, and then we're going to give you a cool tip to show you how to make it even more powerful. We're also joined by, just so you know, we have Erica in the room. She will be monitoring the chat, answering questions while in the chat, but we'll also be taking time at the end to be answering all of your questions. So keep those questions coming because we want to answer those questions for you.
All right, so let's get rolling. I want to tell you a little bit about why we built smart estimates and what the value is. So we built this there's three main reasons. One is we want you to win more jobs. We know that estimating faster and being the first to estimate a job with a homeowner is you are more likely to get that business. Second thing is we want to save you time. The estimating process can just be too long sometimes, and this will really speed things up. And then the third thing is we want to help you standardize your sales process. You hire a new guy and they come in and they do something funky within an estimate. It causes back office problems. It causes pricing and product problems. So this is an awesome way to, as one of the people I was talking with recently, one of our customers, he said to idiot-proof your sales process. He was super excited about it. So we hope to be able to do that today. Smart estimates is a way, in short, to be able to use a template to create an estimate using job measurements. So all a sales rep will need to do, and I'll do a demo here in a second, is put some measurements into this template. It will do the materials calculations and generate the estimate automatically. So let's jump and give a demo. I'm going to start off demoing on mobile. So I'm here on our iOS app, and the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come into a contact, and I'm going to click the plus button here at the top right. Then I'm going to select financials. From there, I'm going to tap Smart Estimate. And here I have a list of templates that I've created beforehand, and we'll show you again how to create one of these in just a few minutes. I'm going to do a vinyl fence estimate. So I select that template, hit Next, then I type in the yard perimeter. Let's say it's a 380 linear feet. This is a labor fee. I've heard customers talk about how I've heard contractors talk about how they'll charge a Karen fee or a Ken fee. Do you know it's gonna be a difficult customer? Charge them a labor fee. Or if you know that perhaps this is a dumpster or something like that needs to be removed, just a labor fee section there. And then in this yard, we're gonna need, let's say, 4 gates. Next, I click Next, and then I have some options to choose from different products. In this template, I've added the option to choose different types of fence panels, regular vinyl fence panel or a lattice top. And let's say the homeowner wants a lattice top. Now I can also adjust my overage and waste factor right here, but I'm going to leave it at 20% for my concrete. I'm going to click Save, and it's going to generate our estimate. I can make any adjustments from here if I want to. I can also use I can also select my design template, and I can save this estimate and send it off to my customers or turn it into a material order or a work order, convert it to an invoice, the whole 9 yards. That is a smart estimate on mobile. And it's taking a second to load with our Wi-Fi here, but there you have it. Now I can send it and we're off to the races. Now I'll do a quick demo of what it looks like on the web app.
Now, real quick, I love how easy that was. You don't have to, no longer do you have to actually like go in your head, try and calculate, well, it was this long, so I need this many fences, this many bundles of fences. It just, JobNimbus calculates it for you.
Yeah, absolutely. And one thing that we often say is with smart estimates, you can make everyone your best estimator. And so we usually have, that's the way we advise doing it, is you have whoever's your best estimator in your company, maybe that's you, set up this estimate template so that everyone else can use it. And we'll show you how to do those templates in a second, but let's create an estimate. We're here on a job, 139 Bayberry. I'm going to create a smart estimate. This time I'm going to do a roofing estimate. Select from my templates, roof estimate. I'm now going to input the measurements from this job, some pretty simple measurements. This is a simple estimate. Let's say it's a 30 square job, hip and ridge is 120 feet, eaves, say they're 80, rake, 60, and I'm going to add one labor fee as well. Click next. I again have a product dropdown where I can select my shingles. I'll get some GAF Timberline HDZ shingles. That's what my customer wants, or what my homeowner wants. And then from there, I can adjust my overage and waste factor. If it's a really cut up roof, I can add to it. I'm just going to leave it there. Click next, and I'm ready to go to my estimate. Now it's going to do all those materials calculations for us and give us the materials list that we need. We can also select our design template again right in here, and we are ready to send this to our suppliers for material orders, to our subs for work orders, or to our customers for approval and signatures. So that's creating a smart estimate. I'll save this one so we can refer back to it a little later. Also note that you can make adjustments here. People often ask, especially if they're not familiar with our estimates, what if I only want to show the section total? Well, what I can do is I can hide the line items, and then it will just have the roof total here. And when I save this estimate, you'll see that the section title will show roof with the total and labor, but you won't see the line items under there. You can also do more make it more customized to how you want it by doing design templates, which we'll show a little bit later as well. So that is the process of creating a smart estimate using the web app. Now what I want to do is I want to go through an example of creating a smart estimate template. So what we're going to do is we are going to start by going to, let's go back to, click here. I'm going to go to my settings, and I'm going to go to Smart Estimate Templates. And I'll go nice and slow so that you can follow along, but I do want to let you know that we have other resources for you to get trained on, and I'll show you those here in just a moment. Now I'm going to create a smart estimate. And like I said, we have a number of resources for you that are available if you need help while you're creating a smart estimate. First things first, you click on this Need Help button. You can watch an overview video. We have 2 awesome trainings. We'll link these out in the follow-up email as well after this training, but you can always find them in the app. You can take a smart estimates training that will give you a detailed overview of how to create a smart estimate template. You can read an article, or you can use this in-app guide by clicking Show Me How. And you can navigate to any of the sections of any of the screens of creating a smart estimate and get help with YouTube videos and a little bit of text. So that's always there for you by just clicking Need Help here at the top or at the bottom. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to title this estimate. We're going to call this Roof Estimate Webinar. And I'm going to add 2 sections. First section I'm going to name is First section I'm going to call is roof. Next section, I will call this one labor. I can add a description if I'd like. For time's sake, I'll leave that off. And then I'm going to add my measurements. So on a typical roof, we will take a squares measurement. And this will be a simple estimate, but I'll add hips and ridge. And ridges. We'll add an eaves measurement, and these are the measurements that I want my sales rep to collect to be able to do those materials calculations. So I want them to collect hips and ridges, and that's going to be in linear feet. Eaves, that's also going to be in linear feet, and I'm also going to add rake, which is going to be in linear feet. And then I'm going to add this labor fee here. Labor fees. And my unit is going to be a count. So I get this question often. if I have a measurement like inches or something along those lines, I can use count as my measurement. And that'll make more sense as we keep going. But those are the measurements I need my estimator to take. Also, I will note that a little bit later we'll show you how to do a smart estimate with EagleView. If you click this button, it will populate the measurements that are needed for an EagleView smart estimate. So just a little tip before we continue. Then I click next, and now I'm going to add my products to those estimate sections. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add a product dropdown. This is where my sales rep can select for the homeowner among a few different options of a product. So this one is going to be shingles, and I'm going to add 3 different shingles here. I'll add a Cambridge shingle. I'll add another one here, which is a GAF Timberline. And then I'm going to add another one. It's going to be an OC True Definition. You can organize these however you'd like. And then I'm going to associate these to the squares measurement. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to add another item, and it is going to be underlayment. This is just a generic underlayment, synthetic roofing underlayment that I'll add. That's going to go with squares. I'm going to add another item. Let's add a hip and ridge shingle. And that's going to be with my hips and ridges. I'm going to add another item here. It's going to be my drip edge for my eaves. And another one. And that's going to be for my rake. And so on. I can keep building this out.
Now, I think it's a really good to note that, some of these, like your Cambridge shingles, your Timberline, they might be measured in squares, they might be measured in square foot, but you are associating them with that specific measurement. And then next, we'll be helping JobNimbus calculate. So
yeah, exactly.
That's going to make sense in a little bit. But yeah, we're associating these with the measurements we already created, and then we're going to tell JobNimbus how to calculate those measurements for you.
Yeah, exactly. Thanks for that, Dan. One more item I need to add is my labor fee, and I'm going to associate that with my labor fees measurement. And like Dan said, we're now going to go into our quantity section, our quantity screen, and we're going to say for every number of squares, I want this many bundles of shingles. So in this case, for every 1 square, I want 3 bundles of Cambridge shingles, 3 GF Timberline, and 3 OC True Definition, and 0.1 rolls of synthetic roofing underlayment. 0.1. Okay, then next on the hips and ridges, this is going to be for every 25 feet, I want to buy 1 set of hip and ridge shingles, and for our eaves and rake, for our drip edge, it's 10-foot drip edge. So for every 10 feet, I want to add 1 drip edge product. And again, on the labor fees, for every 1 count of labor fees I want to charge that customer, I'm going to add 1 labor fee product. Okay, so now what we've done is we've defined how many of each product I want to pull into my estimate based on the measurements that I'm going to take on the job. Last step to creating this template is my overage and waste factor and rounding. So I can optionally add an overage and waste factor. Let's say that I want to add 10% to these shingles as a baseline, and I want to round up to the nearest whole bundle. And let's say synthetic roofing underlayment, I want to add a 5% overage and waste, and again, I'll round up to the nearest roll. And you have a few different options, half, 1/3, 1/4, but I'll round up to the nearest whole. And now our smart estimate template is complete. Now what I can do is come into our job here, 139 Bayberry, and you'll see as we go to create a smart estimate, come to financials, create smart estimate, I can see my roof estimate that I just created. I select that and I'll input those measurements and it'll create the estimate for me. So that is the basics. Those are the basics about how you create a smart estimate template. The next thing that I want to show you is what Dan hinted at before, and that's how to really plus up your estimates using an EagleView report. So I'll go back to the job and I'll demo what it looks like to create this smart estimate using EagleView. So I've already set up a template for using EagleView. I go to create smart estimate. I want you to take note of how fast this is. Create smart estimate. I come down here. I know that this is an EagleView template because it tells me right here in the green, we did that checkbox when we were setting up the template, and it pulled in all the measurements that come on an EagleView premium report. I click next. Then I select the EagleView report from the date that this customer, it was ordered on 8/18, and it's going to pull in those measurements, populate them automatically, and I'm going to add my labor fees and a steep charge. I'm going to talk to my homeowner, see what type of shingles they want. I'm going to adjust any overage and waste if I need to, select my underlayment, and I'm done. I can go ahead and create that estimate. So super fast. I don't need to be on site when I use EagleView. I can have someone in the office. I can be on the fly on my mobile device. Especially using EagleView, you don't even need to go to the job site because you have those measurements right in hand and they populate right into your estimate, and makes your process super fast, super standardized, and helps you win jobs because you're the first to estimate. So that's an overview of smart estimates and smart estimates with EagleView.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for showing that off. I love how easy it is to estimate using smart estimates. Now we're going to move into some Q&A here. Thank you, Erica, for answering a lot of these. I'm going to go through and let's pull out some that, see here. When you're sending the estimate, is it showing the customer your profit? No, that's something that you can update in your templates. So if you come here to your templates, so we click on your profile icon, select settings from the dropdown, and then go to templates. That's right above smart estimate templates. This is where you can manage what your customer sees. So we'll just edit this particular estimate template, and I can choose what I want my customer to see. So if I don't want them to see my cost, which I don't want them to see my cost, I uncheck that box. I checked it, now I uncheck it. If I don't want them to see my quantity, I can uncheck that. My description, I can choose what my customer sees. So that's what you'll do when you create your template. You create your smart estimate, then you choose what design template you want. And that design template comes from here in your settings. So that's a really good question. Let's see here. What is next? Okay, there will be we will be sending out a replay link. Oh, we will be sending out a replay link so you'll be able to view this later. That replay link will usually come in about 24 hours. We also will be uploading, we had 2 of these webinars. We'll be uploading one of them to YouTube. So you'll be able to view that if you go to YouTube, JobNimbus channel, check out our playlists and JobNimbus 101. You'll see that webinar or the replay of this webinar in YouTube. We had another question, which actually came up earlier today, which I really want to touch on, but let's make sure that we get other questions answered first. Okay, why hasn't JobNimbus put in a few templates already? That is actually a really great question. Really great question. And I actually know that we've been working on it. I've met with some people who have been looking at trying to build industry standard smart estimate templates for you just to make your life that much easier, because that's what we want. We want to make your life easier so you can focus on the job and not focus on these other things.
Yeah. Really quick on that, Sabino, just to give a little context, the trick is, and what we're working to solve is that not everyone has the same products. And so we can't guess what products you use based on your local supplier. And we're working on ways that if you use Beacon, then we can do a template with Beacon products or other integrations that we want to move forward with. What we are looking at also is we'll be sharing out here pretty soon some examples of what customers have built. So this is a really simplified example, but I already have a couple customers that have agreed to let us share their templates and what they look like. And you can basically use that template as a base, the visual of it, to create your own. And then a second thing we're doing is we're exploring how we can create an estimate with dummy items in there that you can just go in and replace. So that's the complexity that we're working around, but really good point and more to come on that.
See, we had one for, can you show me how to build a smart estimate for a standing seam metal roof? This right here is the basics of how to build a smart estimate template. I don't know exactly.
Yeah, I'm not familiar with the standing seam metal roof, although I do know that in particular metal roofs are a really good use case for smart estimates. But hopefully we've given you enough basics to be able to know your business and craft the estimate in that way. And if you need additional help, then CSM or customer success manager or support might be able to give you a little bit of tips and tricks as well. But most likely the nuance of that business will be known by you.
Awesome. So this is the question I really wanted to touch on. Can a ESX file be used without using EagleView? This came up this morning, actually, and it's a great question. Hi, Erica. So this, well,
oh,
sorry, your mic is still on. Oh, okay. No, it's muted now. Okay, good. No, it's all good. Don't worry about it. Glad that you're able to rejoin to help answer questions. Thank you. So this came up earlier, and I did some digging into it. And if you're familiar with our Xactimate integration, which some people have that Xactimate integration, you're able to pull the Xactimate estimate from whatever it is. I don't know what it's called actually, but you're able to pull that estimate from Xactimate into JobNimbus, and it'll populate all of the products for you. And we don't have that built yet, but that is something that we might be able to look into, and building that, enhancing that integration so that it pulls into smart estimates. But just so you know, that is not something that we have yet, and I don't know if it's on the roadmap, but
yeah, not planned currently, but it's been good to get a little bit of feedback on these two webinars, and so it's something to look into.
Let's see. Can you do a tile estimate? You can actually, same thing, just need to cater this to your company. You know your company better than we do. And this can definitely be used with interior remodeling. Just need to grab the square footage of the room that you're tiling, put in your products and your measurements, and you're good to go. I love how versatile the smart estimates templates can be. It's not just for roofing. We show roofing and fencing, but you can do it for gutters, for interior remodeling, for concrete, basically anything.
Basic construction, yeah.
I add a buffer by adding a 2. For example, the shingles, I use a square count with waste +2. Is there a way to add +2 to the formulas?
Yeah, it's a great question, Travis. And it's actually something we're looking at for a future enhancement. But for now, what I would do is if you add an overage and waste, it'll add an additional one. Or what I've seen a lot of people do is they will add a count. So you add another measurement, which is a count, and you just hard code a quantity of 2 into it. So this happens in fencing. You know, you might need a number of end posts or terminal posts. And so the measurement that you can use is terminal posts, and that can work as well. So that's something to look into, is a measurement that I don't know what specific square count with waste +2. Got it.
Yeah.
So add a +2. You could do a extra shingles measurement, and it would be a count, and you just put 2. And that's one way to solve it.
Yeah. See, this is also a great question. If the EagleView is not ordered through JobNimbus, will it still populate the will it still populate in the smart estimate?
Yeah, it's a great question, Jamie. It does need to be ordered through JobNimbus for us to be able to grab the data and pull it in. And We are going to be exploring what it looks like in another way, but for now, that's the way to do it. Ordering through JobNimbus, that way that the data is housed in JobNimbus, and we're able to capture it for the smart estimate.
Okay. Is there a way to use smart estimates and convert them to material orders? Yes. Once you create a smart estimate and you create the smart estimate, it converts it immediately to an estimate. From there, you can convert it to any other financial document, material order, a work order, an invoice, a budget, anything else you need. It works just like a normal estimate after you create it.
Yep, exactly.
ArcSight or my salesman integration? I've not heard of ArcSight.
Yeah, I'm familiar with both of those, loosely with ArcSight, but really familiar with my salesman. And we are looking into it, but yeah, we know that's a really important one, especially for the fencing industry. So more to come on that for sure.
And you can always share this video. We'll have a replay link. We'll also put it in YouTube. So you can share this video with your team. Please share it with your team. Let your entire company know about smart estimates so you can all be building them and using them together.
Yep.
Can you explain how the labor rate works if the customer adds extra finishes? We're a carpentry company, for example, we have estimate template for barn doors, but the patterns and complexity of design would make that cost and labor change, even if the size does not.
Yeah, so what you could always do, I've seen roofers do this, is you add a steep charge. And so you could have a complexity charge. I don't know exactly what this would look like in your world, Corinne, but you might add a different measurement that is a labor surcharge or something along those lines. And you could create a calculation for your labor item based on that. I know you said it's not necessarily linear with your measurements, but you can also add material and labor to your products and services. So those are two important places to look into. Adding a measurement that's associated to labor, and you can add a certain quantity of that labor based on the complexity, or you can add material labor to specific products.
Can this be used with good, better, best estimates? Yeah, you technically could create 3 sections in your smart estimate template for good, better, best, and go through and add all the products to each of those. Or I like to keep things simple and clean. You have those awesome drop downs when you create in smart estimate template, and those are usually what the good, better, best is, just different products. Go ahead and use the drop downs for your good, better, best options, and then run through those with your clients. I don't know if that will work for you. You can either, like I said, you can create 3 different sections for good, better, best, or use those drop downs so that they can choose what products they want.
Absolutely.
And that's actually something that you can train your sales reps on and say, hey, this, I don't know which one's good, better, best, but the Owens Corning is a better, the GAF Timberline. Hey, I'm getting these products. Nice. Is best. And so that way they can say, hey, this is a good option. This is a better option. This is the best. What do you want? Okay. Are you compatible with Roof R? We currently do not have an integration with Roof R. I'm not familiar with that one either, but I know that we don't have an integration with it yet.
Correct.
I definitely need an integration with Roof R. We got a lot of comments on that one. Yeah, we'll talk to Lane Alu to see if he can look into that Roof R and see where that goes. So yeah, I'll message him.
I've seen Roof R before and had customers demo it for me. I think it's a great product, and yeah, we'll definitely be looking into that one.
Okay, we answered that one. Is that being pulled directly from Beacon? Okay, you answered that where you can have
Yes.
If you have Beacon integrated, we're looking at pulling products from there.
Yeah, if you have your Beacon integration enabled, then Smart Estimates pulls your Beacon products. The products just need to be in your products and services first. So if you go to your products and services, you add the products that you'd be interested in adding to your estimate, then the live pricing will update. So yeah, highly recommend using the Beacon integration.
The ones that we showed off today, I actually sat next to Ryan as he was adding those into the account by hand. So Those were not integrated with Beacon, but if you have an integration with Beacon, they will pull, and they'll pull the live cost and price, or at least the live price. Fence company, interested in seeing how to set this up. So yeah, this will work perfectly with fence companies, and I'm glad that you're on. Sorry, you might have had something that came up that made you come in late, but we did show off how to do a smart estimate via fence with a fence template on the mobile. It is awesome. I love how easy it is because you only need to really grab one measurement, the linear feet, and then have JobNimbus calculate everything else for you.
Yeah, on that same note with fencing, I've also seen people set up different runs. So run A, run B, run C, run D. That's another way to do your fence. There's a lot of different ways depending on how you like to look at your materials and how you like to do your quotes.
Okay. How are people updating and managing their products and services to fill out estimates?
Yes, today it is either an integration, and I'd love for other people to respond as well, but it's either an integration with Beacon or through manual upload of changing your pricing and costs. What is nice that smart estimates will pull the current pricing from your products and services. So if you do create a template, it will always pull the current pricing from your products and services. But that's for right now, manual change is the best way. And we're exploring other options to make this better. And so more to come on that as well.
Okay, now here's another question. What if you had more than one EagleView come in one day? If I'm assuming that this is for the same, you had more than one EagleView come in for the same customer. Has that happened?
No, we haven't seen that happen. And the date usually suffices. But if someone does order, I haven't seen a case where someone would order an EagleView for the same location 2 times in one day. And I think even EagleView discourages doing that because it's not going to change. And so the dates usually they won't conflict, and it only shows you the EagleView reports for that job or contact. So that's really important to note on this one as well.
Yeah, that is. Thank you. Okay, we've answered that one. How do we add visuals and pictures? Again, so once you create this smart estimate, it becomes like a regular estimate. Let's go back to 139 Bayberry, where we already have an estimate in there. It's not a smart estimate, but there we go. I was thinking until I finished. So, we actually have a smart estimate here. There we go.
That one, yeah.
So this one, this is our smart estimate that we created, and I could come in here, I could edit this, and it is just a regular estimate. I can click on this little clip icon to add images and to the estimate. So just like when you build a regular estimate, after you create the smart estimate, you can adjust it, add images and all that. Okay, solar applicability. How can we, is there a way that we can, with solar, I believe that you can still, because I actually had an estimator come out to my house for solar. He took the square footage of my house, and then he's like, okay, so for this big of a house, you need this many solar panels. And I can see that, definitely, that you can add a measurement for the square footage of the house, have your product of solar panels, and say for so many square foots, you have, but it's also based on your kilowatts. So you can have that's actually even better. You have a measurement for kilowatts, how many kilowatts they use, and then for so many kilowatts, you have this many solar panels. Yeah. And that would be that's a better way to build a estimate, use smart estimates for solar panels.
Yeah. And as one of the customer examples that we would like to share, we hope to have a solar one as well in there. Yeah. So look forward to that in the next few weeks.
Yeah. So Holly asked, when you pulled the EagleView for the demo, it only showed the date. Yes, it did show the date, but that EagleView, as Ryan said, was specifically for that one contact.
Yep. So it's associated to the job or contact because you're in that job or contact when you're creating the estimate. And then that's the date that they received the EagleView report. Roof hub.
Yeah, I'm looking at the one below from Matt about we revise estimates frequently and then end up with 2 estimates on record, which is good for looking back and seeing what changed, and bad for trying to figure out which estimates are current.
Yeah,
I know that feeling.
Matt, what I'd recommend there, and this is going to be increasingly important as we're working on some enhancements to reporting, but the first thing is use the estimate statuses: draft, approved, sent, etc. That will be really, really helpful. If it's, you can also mark one as denied or void. And I see many customers not using the void for your estimates, but that's a super helpful way to say that this is an old estimate and I want it out of my numbers. Use that void of the estimate status. That would be really helpful.
Okay. We have a few more minutes here. I want to get through as many as possible. We did have a request to show that the drop down for good, better, best. So I do want to show that off again, because we did kind of show it off. Let's see here. So we go back to our settings, smart estimate templates. I'm going to just create something really simple. We're going to say good, better, best. Now, like I said, we could add sections here. So I could have a good section, better section, or best section. You might be familiar with this if you've been creating good, better, best estimates with our sections in estimating. If I click next, oh man, I forgot I have to do measurements.
Just click the EagleView.
Oh, hey, that's good. Thanks. Okay, that made it fast. So let's add a product dropdown. And I'm just going to give very simple products. We'll do shingles because I know we have a couple of shingles. So I can add like my shingle vent. I don't know what shingle vent is. Well, I do know what shingle vent is. That's not really a shingle. I just type in something. Oh my gosh. There we go. So let's do that one. Let's get rid of the shingle vent and get a few more here. So I can have my GF Glenwood. I can have my cambered shingles. My cambered shingles can be my good. They're just the basic. My GAF Glenwood shingles are better. They're a bit better. And then I can add in Timberline here, my Timberline HDZ reflector, and that would be the best. So I have that good, better, best option here in a dropdown. So then when I create the estimate, which let's go ahead and I added those 3 to the dropdown. When I create the estimate, I'm just going to leave here. We're going to go back to 139 Bayberry. Go to our financials. When I create an estimate, which I know in roof estimate, we have that. Say this is a square roof. Oh, it's 18 apparently. I don't know what you had here. I'm just making up numbers.
Any numbers will do.
Okay. So here is that drop down in action. So I can be talking to my my homeowner and say, hey, just so you know, we have our Cambridge shingles. They're our good option. They're our cheapest. We have our Timberline. They're the better option, a bit more expensive, but they'll last a lot longer than the Cambridge shingles. Or we have our top of the line true definition. This is our top of the line. Yes, it's more expensive, but this is going to last you the longest. So I have that good, better, best option right here in my product drop down.
Yep. So then I've seen where you can do it. Then you add different warranties on there. You add, and those would be the good, better, best. You add different underlayment, whether it's felt or synthetic, or different ridge caps, etc. So lots of ways that you can organize to create a good, better, best estimate.
Another one, I think we'll end on this one. When will this be live?
It is live today. Everyone has access to it. If you simply go to the financial, or first you need to go to settings. Maybe we should show that again. Go to settings, smart estimate templates.
Right here.
Yep. It's ready to click on that and you'll be ready to build your first template. Once your first template is created, then you go to any job or contact to the financials tab, and you can create a smart estimate right from there.
Okay. And just to end on real quick, if you need help at all creating your estimates, click on this need help button. This will pull up all of the information you need to. It'll have an overview video. If you have someone in your team like, why do we need smart estimates? Aren't our estimates enough? Well, hey, you have an overview video that you can show that will explain what smart estimates are. You can also take these trainings. We have amazing trainings built by our amazing learning and development team that will help you understand how to build a smart estimates and even how to build these templates. And we have amazing articles. So, and then if you're in here and you're like, I need to know this now, just click on show me how. And Ryan here will walk you through. It is you, right?
Yeah.
It is. Ryan here will walk you through how to build each section of the smart estimate. And we have these here because we want you to succeed. Because we want you to succeed, we have more resources for you. Kind of come here. Want to thank everyone for joining us today for our this episode of Jay and Binge. Reminder, take the smart estimates trainings. Take those so that you are the best estimator and that you have like the best knowledge of smart estimates. If you need any help, we have resources in app for you. We have the, I forgot to update this. We have the resource center, which is in the bottom left corner. It used to be green and question mark. Now it's red with an eye. We just want to make it stand out a bit more for you. But the resource center has a whole bunch of resources for you. We also have our chat option. If you're building smart estimates and you're like, hey, this isn't enough, go ahead and chat our support team. They are here to help you and they want you to succeed. They are there. They'll be chatting with you and walk you through how to build your smart estimate template. We also have our previous YouTube videos or previous webinars up on YouTube. You'll also see this one go up on YouTube later today or tomorrow. We'll try and get it up there as soon as possible. And if you are not into watching videos but want to read, we have our how-to articles in our support center at support.jobnimbus.com. There's our phone number and our email address to reach out to our support team. Like I said, they are there wanting to help you succeed. We want to thank everyone for joining us today. Thank you for taking time out of your day. And we hope that you learned a lot and are ready to use smart estimates.
Thanks so much. Have a good one.